My father would, lose his temper quite easily towards me. There was a lot of caning around. I got something worse than the belt, which was the curve ruler. When that one came down, I can tell you that one will almost break your skin. At that point of time, I could only think of for my own life. And my mom defending me, protecting me unsuccessfully was when I called the police for help. He did say out to me that physical abuse can lead to arrest, so I'll use other ways.
Today, we are going to talk about something that is difficult to speak out about: domestic violence on young victims.
What happens when a place that you call home, your safe space, your safe harbor becomes an environment filled with danger where fear spikes daily?
Let's hear it firsthand from a victim herself about her experience. Hello, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, and thank you for being willing to share your story with us.
Thank you.
Could you share with us your experience with domestic violence?
According to my mother, my father would, lose his temper quite easily towards me, and he would pull on my ear excessively to discipline me when I was just a toddler. As I got older, in primary school, the disciplining started to get a bit more violent, I would say. It graduated from, ear tugging as a toddler to, slapping the hands, slapping the face, caning especially. There was a lot of caning around. There was one time where he was unhappy with the amount of soap I was using while showering. He had to drag me out into the living room, and then I think he squeezed the soap onto my hair, like whatever was left inside the bottle. My mother and my other family members tried to stop him. Yeah, and then as I got older, into teenage years, I know it's not normal, but it was a normal thing for me to not have any internet or Wi-Fi access growing up. I always had to go out to get Wi-Fi access onto my phone, to do group work, or, spend my time at the RCs or CCs, or maybe even in libraries. Or, sometimes the library was too cold, so I couldn't stay there for long. Thank goodness for wireless at SG, but yeah, it was quite an ordeal to have to travel to somewhere else just to get work done.
A lot of my classmates and friends who were also caned when they were younger, but I'm sure that to you there were particular instances that made you feel like this is something more than what the norm should be.
I never got the belt, thankfully, but I got something worse than the belt, which was the curve ruler. Because inside there's a piece of lead that is very heavy, right? It's very solid. When that one came down, I can tell you that one will almost break your skin. Yeah, because it also has that plastic edge at the side for your pencil to draw as well. Added on with the weight of the lead that is inside, it will really do things worse than what a bamboo stick can do. Shortly after that, right, came something else, which was even more dangerous. It was the white plastic casing that is used to conceal wires for the water heater in your toilet.
Like the pipes.
Used to cover the wires for the water heater in the toilet. Yeah, that one was used. And then because that one is plastic and it's thin, it's very fragile. So the moment it came down, it shattered, and then there were shards everywhere. So at that point of time, I could only think of for my own life. There will come a point where you start to question, is this a bit too much? Like, if 打是疼骂是爱, right? I rather you not 爱me. Your love is very excessive.
So I mean, we understand that the violence, the abuse has been going on for years. Has there been any one time where you tried to seek help for yourself and your family?
Yes, it was when I was still studying and I had a class test the next day. I do remember me trying to sleep in my own room. Like, it was a study room that he kept all his things in, but then that one bed in that room I was sleeping in. So he purposely kept entering into my room, turning on the lights, and then pretending to take something or like do something and then come out, just to spite me. So after a few repetitions of that, I couldn't take it anymore, and I turned on all the lights in the entire house. That immediately triggered him off. Ultimately, after all the shouting, yelling, beating and all that, and my mom defending me, protecting me unsuccessfully, was when I called the police for help. Because I had been already putting off calling the police for quite a few number of times. But then each time that it happened, telling myself the same thing, okay, this is the last time, next time I'm going to call. This is the last time, next time I'm going to call. So one day, sooner or later, I knew that I had to call to end this nonsense. And the police did come. They didn't reprimand me doing an inappropriate call. It was a legit case.
And how did life change after that?
He did say out to me that physical abuse can lead to arrest. So I'll use other ways.
So he admitted to you that the only reason he stopped is that so the police won't get involved again.
Yes, because there were a lot more cases of domestic abuse being uncovered on the news. And then I guess, he sort of realized that, one day that can happen to him as well. Because his daughter has already reported the police on him.
So then after he stopped the physical abuse, what other ways of abuse? Was it more like neglect, emotional, financial?
Financial abuse. You're on your own now. I'm not going to give you a single dollar for allowance. You pay your own food, you pay your own transport, everything. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you in any way.
And you were still studying like teenager.
Yeah, I had to become more independent, find part-time jobs, make sure that, I still hand up my homework on time, make sure that I study so that I can at least pass my test, if not try my best to score well. But it's quite tough lah, not having, Wi-Fi access at home and all that.
I think having been through what you have gone through, to victims out there who are still trapped in a cycle, what do you have to say to them?
Just hang on. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You can always go to the Family Service Center for help. But, as you get older, things will get better. You get to decide, what's best for yourself. So, just hang on. It's not the end of the world. You may be thinking to yourself, they're my parents, why are they treating me like this? Okay, but there is a way out. You can treat yourself better when you get older and when you have more control over your life.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being so open with us.
Domestic violence can affect people from all walks of life, and it is time that we talk about it because we all deserve to have a safe space. We all deserve to be loved. What do you know about domestic violence? What does the term mean to you?
The abusive in the marriage, and either the husband is abusive or the wife might be abusive. And then sometimes it would be parents to children.
So actually it can be verbal or it can actually be physical as well. So like physical abuse where you actually beat the person, or you can be like verbally abusing the person, like just saying things that are not nice to the person at all.
Nowadays I've been seeing like some couples who are married fighting, like the husband would be out there cheating and then come back if the wife tries to confront him. And I've seen a lot of like posts and stuff. The wife would be posting about the abuse.
So let's say today there's an unfortunate scenario that your neighbor could be in potential danger. Would you then make a call on their behalf to report to the authorities?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Of course. I will just call the authorities straight away because I believe that they know better, they know how to handle the situation. And of course also I myself also would try to step in. What happens if something happens? Right? Let's just say something more than just domestic violence happens.
First, I would tell my parents about it to seek advice from them to see what I should do. So I will also report to the authorities.
Personally, I would like reach out to the victim first. If the things like the abuse, violence happening a lot, I would let the authorities know.
Why do people still stay in a toxic environment despite being abused?
Maybe because the opposite partner may blackmail them.
Maybe they're scared of their partner, or maybe still out of love.
But I feel there are also other reasons, like they may still be in love with the partner, and then they'll keep thinking, oh, this relationship will get better soon. They keep thinking that, and yeah, the violence just get worse and worse.
People will say like, it's a very blurred line between what is tough love, what is discipline versus crossing a line over to a bit of abuse.
I think it all boils down to the person you are. Because like if you yourself are not able to handle it, then of course you need to be able to voice out that you can't take it, right? Because if you're like just suffering in silence, nobody knows until you tell other people, right? Of course I have faced stress also before, right? And what I do is that I usually voice them out to my family members, or like if they know they're being a bit too hard on me.
To people who are, facing domestic abuse, what would you have to say to victims out there?
Don't stay silent. Like speak up. like contact, reach out to authorities.
They need to be able to voice out their worries. Like, don't worry because we are there for you. The authorities are there for you. They will protect you. We will all protect you, right? Because we are in a society, human society, and we take care of one another, right? Yeah.